Hey guys, today I want to make a video about Master Duel. It's been out for about 11 days now. I've been playing it pretty much every day, about an hour or two a day, so not too crazy. I have spent a little bit of money into the game, but mostly I have to say this is a really good, like, free-to-play game. So if any of you are interested in playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But just never had the commitment to actually buying a deck in real life, this is as close as you can get, and it's really good. Um, so yeah, Master Duel. So if you are a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you guys probably know Duel Links. Duel Links plays completely differently, I would say, from modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Whereas Master Duel is pretty much identical. There are differences, I think, in like the ban list, the forbidden list and limited list. Uh, Obviously, it's not up to date, and it's also slightly different, but the cards are generally the same. And yeah, I want to showcase my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. It's by no means like the best deck. Obviously, it's not even the best Blue Eyes deck, I would say. There are a lot of cards that I'm still missing. But yeah, highly recommend this game to anybody who just wants to jump in. The tutorials are really great. They actually introduce you to a lot of the archetypes that are currently out. So mostly older archetypes in the solo part of the game. And the ranked play is pretty much identical to like modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I would say. I wouldn't call myself a pro. Far from it. I'm pretty much an amateur. I think I played up to, what am I? I must be like gold 3. So I would say like I'm a pretty average player, but I have a lot of fun playing this game, so I thought I'd share some of my thoughts on the game. These are some of the decks that you get for free through solo play, and this is the deck that I've built, my Blue Eyes deck. I thought I'd talk about it maybe a little bit. So I'll just start with the list, my deck list. I have 3 Blue Eyes, White Dragon obviously, and then I have 1 White Stone of Legend. White Stone of Legend isn't quite as good as Stone of Ancients, so I only have 1 in there. It's mostly just to search Blue Eyes for True Light, and for discarding maybe Blue Eyes, or to get Blue Eyes into the hand quickly. Protector is pretty good for summoning two tuners. That gets you into Crystron, Needle Fiber very quickly, which you can then move on to Link Climb to Axis Code Talker very quickly. It's also good to just Protector also is also really good to just bring out Blue Eyes very quickly. I have 3 Sage. Obviously, Sage is a very versatile card. You could, if you had a stone and you have 1 Sage, you can just summon the stone and use effective Sage to discard this, to tribute the stone to bring out a Blue Eyes very quickly. And at the end of the turn, you would have 2 Blue Eyes on the field. So 3 Sage, and then I have 3 White Stone of Ancients. This is a little bit of a slower kind of way to bring out Blue Eyes, because it basically brings him out at the end of the turn, but it's really great. I'll tell you why in a second. And then you have Maxi. This is one of those debatable cards. It's not even limited in this format, so you can have 3 of these. Basically, this is just a draw, and a really good drawing card. So anytime your opponent special summons, you get to draw 1 card essentially, and you can use this during his turn, during your turn as well, but I would recommend using it on your opponent's turn. So a lot of decks rely on special summoning monsters from the extra deck. special summoning monsters from the deck, and this card is just absolutely amazing. You should have 3 of these. I only have 1 because I ran out of ultra rare tokens, so I'll be getting this next though. So you should pack 3 maxis, I think, in every deck. At least 2. And then I have Ash, which is a really good hand trap, generic staple in any deck, I think, right now. You have 2 alternatives. Yeah, this is debatable, I would say. I used to only use 1. Now I use 2 because of bingo. So some people actually use 3 of these, so that you have 100% chance to draw it using to search it using bingo. I'll explain what bingo is in a little bit, but essentially Blue Eyes Alternative is just another Blue Eyes with an effect that destroys a monster on the field every turn. Really good card. You can special summon this card if you have Blue Eyes in hand and Blue Eyes Alternative. So really quick way to get a rank 8 Blue Eyes onto the field. And then you have Dragon Spirit of White. Also a really good card. It is considered a Blue Eyes card, which is very significant. Also, it's just a good way to get rid of spells, get rid of traps. Very, very useful. I packed 2 of them. I don't think you need 3. And then you have Levineer. Chaos Dragon Levineer has saved a lot of games, surprisingly. So Levineer is a game changer. This is typically used mid to late game, where you have more than 3 light or dark monsters. You banish either 1 to 3 light and then dark. Typically I use light to be able to summon maybe another Blue Eyes onto the field. Having 2 rank 8 2 level 8 monsters on the field is just really good, because then you can bring out your Xyz plays, and it's just a game changer mid to late game. Nebula is also really good to start with. This instantly brings out your Blue Eyes or your Dragon Spirit of White or any level 8s except Blue Eyes Alternative onto the field, instantly special summoning them, and then you can you can normal summon your tuners if you have one, and instantly go into Xyz or Link or even Synchros. Really, really good card, but I think 2 is probably enough. And then you have Raigeki. In the current format of the card game, the physical card game, Raigeki is up to 3. It's now in this format, it's limited to 1. I think this is the right way to go. They shouldn't have made this remove this from the limited list. Raigeki is really good to get rid of just all of your opponent's monsters. This is frustrating, I think, for a lot of people. Monster Reborn, it just revives a monster from your graveyard or your opponent's graveyard. Melody, I think I should play 3 of these. This is just a good way to search your Blue Eyes and Alternative, or if you have one of those in hand, maybe Blue Eyes and a Levineer or a Nebula. Oh, sorry. You can't search a Nebula, my bad. You can search a Chaos Dragon Levineer though, or a Dragon Spirit of White if you need it. And then you have Return of the Dragon Lords. It's basically a monster reborn with protection. You can resurrect one of your dragons and give it 1 protection. Banish it from the graveyard if an effect destroys the monster that you summoned. So you have protection and basically a monster reborn. Really good. Pot of Desires I'm gonna replace with Maxi. So it's still decent, if you don't have enough UR tokens and you have SR, you can use this for draw power. It's still pretty good. You have Bingo. Oh, also a little tip with Pot of Desires, you would want to search for everything. So if you had a melody, you'd want to use it first before you get into a Pot of Desires, because then you have a chance to banish all of your blue eyes, or two of your blue eyes, which is gonna be heartbreaking. So then you have Bingo Machine Go. This just searches. This is one of those cards where I feel like you can be a little more flexible. Like, let's say you search for the two. Okay, I'll explain what it is first. Basically, you pick three cards, three Blue Eyes cards from your deck, including spells and traps that mention Blue Eyes. And then your opponent picks one and puts the one that he picks goes into your hand, and then the other two you shuffle back. So this is one of those cards where I think you can sort of be flexible, where if you pick alternative and Blue Eyes, but somehow Blue Eyes goes into your hand, then you can search other things with your other search cards. So yeah, but of course you can also make it just a search card if you just pack three of everything, right? If you just pack three alternative, three Blue Eyes, then you can just search it. 100% chance of getting that. And then you have Lightning Storm, just really good for going second. It wipes your opponent's monsters or spells. Has been very useful. And then you have MST, just gets rid of a spell or trap. And then Silver's Cry is one of those that I'm gonna replace. This is basically a Monster Reborn for for your Blue Eyes, which is replaceable with Return of the Dragon Lords. It's better because it gives it protection. And then you have Successor's Soul, which is not a lot of people, I feel like, use this card, and not a lot of people expect it. So this is a really good card. It tributes one of your effect monsters and your opponent's effect monster for you to then special summon your Blue Eyes from the deck, or Dragon Spirit of White if you want to get rid of your opponent's spell. Really good card. And then you have Mirror Force. It's just a standard sort of generic trap. Destroys your opponent's attack position monsters if he declares an attack. Also has been useful. Thinking of replacing it as well. As I get better cards, I think these are some of the cards that I'm going to start replacing. And then here you have one of the best traps in the game for Blue Eyes, Ultimate Creature of Destruction. This basically protects your Blue Eyes from being destroyed by card effects or by battle, which is amazing. But it only does it for one turn. But and then it also you can reset this trap if you special summon a Blue Eyes. So recyclable trap. Basically, two of these means you can use it 4 times. Really amazing card. And then you have Solemn Judgment. This is just another generic trap. Really good though, because if you know a particular deck relies on summoning a specific monster, you can pay half your life to negate the summon. Also works for spells and traps. But keep in mind though it only negates it, doesn't destroy it. Oh, it does destroy it. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, this is just one of those, like, you can replace it with another card like Infinite Impermanence, depending on what deck you're playing against. I find that Solemn Judgment has been very useful against a lot of the decks that are that a lot of people are playing right now. And now you have the best card, by far the best card in the deck, in my opinion. True Light, which is I think it's a new card. It's in the game though. So essentially, you can every turn, including your opponent's turn, you can activate this card to special summon a Blue Eyes from your hand or from your graveyard. So if you think back to what I said earlier about discarding your Blue Eyes, this card is absolutely amazing for the cards that can discard your Blue Eyes, because then you can special summon your Blue Eyes White Dragon from your graveyard during your opponent's turn, or you can search a card that mentions Blue Eyes, which means you can search for Ultimate Creature of Destruction, Or you can search for bingo. That's why you only need one bingo, um, which is absolutely incredible. So depending on how the situation is, if you already have a Blue Eyes on the field, I recommend searching for Ultimate Creature of Destruction. If you don't, I would recommend somehow summoning it from your hand or your graveyard, and if you don't have those, then search for bingo and set it so that next turn you can get a Blue Eyes into your hand. Just all sorts of like crazy shit that you can pull off with this card. And then also, well, there's a downside to this card, which is that if this card is destroyed, if True Light is destroyed, then you have to destroy everything on the all cards you have on the field, or sorry, all monsters you have on the field. So a little thing that you can do is that if someone manages to destroy True Light, you can activate Ultimate Creature of Destruction to at least save one of your Blue Eyes monsters, which is really good. So pack 3 of these because your opponent may destroy your True Light, in which case you have to set another, activate it, you can bring back your Blue Eyes from the graveyard. So really, really useful card. One of my favorite cards right now for Blue Eyes. Has won a lot of games. Okay, so on to the extra deck. We have Blue Eyes Twin Burst. I don't think you need to. I seriously don't think you need to. I just don't have other cards that I want to put in, so I put 2 Blue Eyes Twin Burst. Really good for, essentially, it takes 2 Blue Eyes on field, and you don't need a spell, you don't need poly, you don't need anything. You just instantly fusion summon this with 2 Blue Eyes on the field, and then it can't be destroyed by battle, and it banishes any monster that it can't destroy that it battles. That's a horrible way of putting it. So essentially, if you have if your opponent has a monster that cannot be destroyed, you can use this card to battle that monster, and even if he loses the battle, he can banish your opponent's monster. So essentially, if he has a monster with 5,000 attack that can't be destroyed by battle, we all know, monster like we all know that can happen, right? So you use this card to battle that monster. You take 2,000 damage. He doesn't get destroyed because he can't be destroyed by battle, and then you banish that monster. Any monster that it battles that is not destroyed gets banished, which is absolutely insane. Okay, has been very useful. And then you have Azure Silver Dragon. This is just a good synchro monster for you to get protection for 1 turn. It protects your dragon monsters from card effects and also can't be destroyed by card effects. It can still be destroyed by battle though. And then during your standby phase, you get to special summon your Blue Eyes White Dragon from the GY. So good card to bring back Blue Eyes from that you probably use to synchro summon it. And then you have Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. You would go into Spirit Dragon first usually, and you for a lot of decks that use graveyard effects, you use Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon to lock them out. You can negate any graveyard effect once per turn, and then if he gets destroyed, you can special summon a Azure Silver Dragon from that's his second effect. You can tribute it to special summon Synchro Monster, Light Synchro Monster, which is going to be your Azure Silver Dragon. Okay, so 2 of those. I never had to use 2 though, so we'll see about that. And now you have the Xyz monsters. So usually the only way to set this up for this deck is you bring out Draglubion. Well, it's not the only way. There are other ways, obviously, but the best way is to bring out Draglubion. So if you manage to get 2 level 8 monsters, which is fairly easy to do with this deck, you get 2 Blue Eyes on the field, let's say, and then or you get like Nebula, you instantly bring out Nebula and Blue Eyes, which are 2 level 8 monsters. You instantly summon this number 97 Draglubion. And then its effect is that you can remove one of your materials to special summon a number monster from your extra deck. So that's where this comes in. Most of the time you're going to be using either number 38 Hope or number 100 Numeron. So the effect of this is that every turn you can negate, or yeah, you can negate a spell or effect that's activated on the field. You have to be you have to understand that it's very specific, and then you can negate it and attach it to this card as material. And then there's another. Oh, the other effect is that if your opponent targets one of your other monsters as to attack, you can remove one card from this card, one material from this card, and make that target this card. Now this one, number 100, number 100, Numeron Dragon. This is the OTK, or the one-turn kill monster. So essentially, you summon number 97. You detach one material to summon a Numeron Dragon, and then you attach a this one to it as material. That's how I usually do it. And then you can detach one material from this card, and this card gains attack equal to the number of combined ranks of all Xyz monsters. Essentially, okay, what this is, right, is that you instantly get a 9,000 attack monster onto the field. And given, of course, at this point, you should consider, if your opponents have a counter to this. He gains that attack. He gains 9,000 attack because he's level 1, he's rank 1, and then Draglubion is rank 8, right? So you have 9 ranks. So this guy gains 9,000 attack for one turn. Or, sorry, until the end of your opponent's turn. So most of the time, like I would say 70% of the time, I would be summoning this. And if your opponent has an Xyz monster on the field, that's going to boost this guy's attack up to sometimes like 15,000, which is absolutely insane. Which is a one-turn kill monster. This has won me so many games. I can't believe people still don't consider this a serious threat. Or maybe they do and just didn't think about it. And then you have number 92, Heart Earth. That I rarely use this. I think I've used this once. Essentially, it has 0 attack. You can use it to attack your opponent if he has a really high attack monster, and your opponent takes the battle damage. And then I'm not that familiar with this card. Yeah. Anyway, and then you have your link play. So I've gone into games where I tried to go into Xyz, and then maybe I get wiped out. And then I have 2 cards in my hand that maybe I have a Protector and I have a White Stone of Ancients, and I summon the 2 and go into my link plays, which is absolutely insane. Link Rebo is just a way for me to get rid of stone. If I don't have a way to get rid of stone, I use Link Rebo to tribute or to link the stone away, so that I get a blue eyes onto the field or onto my hand, depending on which stone I get. And then it has a way to reduce your opponent's monster's attack to 0 for one turn if you tribute it. And then you can bring it back if you have another stone or something. Link Rebo is not as important. Now these 3 are the ones that are going to be important. So Crystron Needle Fiber is one of those cards. You require 2 monsters, any monster, including a tuner, 1 tuner and 1 anything. You can essentially use Crystron, summon Crystron, right? You let's say you have a Protector and you have a stone, right? So you use your Protector to summon, you normal summon Protector, and you special summon using its effect. You special summon Stone. So you have 2 monsters on the field, both tuners. And then you link them away to summon Crystron Halcyon-Fibrex. And its effect searches 1 tuner from your deck into your field. So it special summons it onto your field. So you search a spellcaster so that you can link to Celine. So I usually search like a Sage. Protector is also actually a spellcaster, and also Ash. You can, whatever you want, doesn't matter. You search that, special summon it onto the field, link into Selene. Now at this point you have to have at least three spell cards in your graveyard and your opponent's graveyard total. Because what happens is when you link summon Selene, you place spell counters on it equal to the number of all the spells that are in your graveyard. So you have to have at least 3, which is not hard at all. There's so many spells in this deck, and there's so many decks. There's almost no decks that doesn't rely on spells, so very easy to get to. And essentially you can remove 3 spell counters, so you don't need more than 3, to special summon 1 spellcaster monster from your hand or GY. So you essentially recycle the spellcaster that you summoned with Crystron, Needle Fiber. You recycle it, summon it back into the field. Now you have a level 3. You have a link 3, and you have a spellcaster, level 1. And then you go into access code. And you go into access code and you target Selene. Access code essentially targets one of your link materials that you use to summon it, and depending on its link, I don't know how to say it, but essentially the link, it gains attack equal to the link rating of one of your materials that you choose. So you choose Selene, which is link 3. This card gains 3,000 attack. You instantly get a 5,300 attack monster onto the field. So really good card. I think I usually try to go into Xyz or my synchro plays before I get into access code, but sometimes this card is just really good right off the bat. You can banish 1 link from your field or your graveyard and destroy 1 card that your opponent controls. So just access code is just a card that every deck uses pretty much, just about. So yeah, that about sums up my Blue Eyes deck. It's not perfect. Obviously there's a lot that I still need to get for this deck. There's also a lot that I want to try. For example, fusion plays, you have Dragon's Mirror and Poly, and you can play into Blue Eyes alternative something, I don't know. But the fusion plays, the fusion centered Blue Eyes deck. Or you could also try, I also want to try Blue Eyes Max Dragon. Max Chaos, the ritual version of this deck also seems interesting, but not as powerful, I feel like. This is just like a simple, flexible, really good way to play Blue Eyes. Yep. I think that'll be it for this video. I might make more Master Duel videos because I play so much of it. Really having fun. So if you guys want to see more of this, please subscribe, like, and comment to tell me you guys want to see more of this, maybe. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.